All right, everyone. Give me a second. I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck to go live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. I think I've got it. Here we are. Give me a second. All right, there we go. I'm not very tech savvy here, guys. So going live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time, bit mind boggling, but I'm here. I'm doing it. Any questions in the chat? Let me know. I'm here to talk about reactivity, aggression, all the problems that you might have when it comes to training your dog. Give me a chance to go backwards and forwards. It's hard to look at two screens at the same time. But if you have any questions about training your aggressive or reactive dog, feel free to drop it in there. Hello to everyone joining on Instagram. Hello to everyone joining on YouTube. Once we get a few questions up, I will fire away. If I do miss anything, I'm going to come back and make sure I answer those questions as well. But like I said, free advice. I'm here answering the questions that you might have. Lindsay, hello. How are you? Where are you from, Lindsay? What dog do you have? What are you struggling with? Twilight the pony. Hello. How are you? Where are you from? What dog do you have? What issues do you have? We just finished up a boot camp here in Perth. I'm very tired. It's finally our R&R week. I don't know why I've still got a leash attached to me. Let's get rid of that. I'm still in dog training mode. But feel free to ask some questions, guys. I'm here for the next hour. Next hour, answering any dog training questions that you might have. So shoot away. Tell me what you're struggling with. Twilight the pony. I'm from Slovenia and have a mixed breed sized dog. Well, that is very far from where I am, and it's awesome that you're here watching our live. Tell me what you're struggling with. What are you struggling with your mixed breed? Leash pulling, reactivity, no recall, bad house manners, potential aggression, human aggression, anything that you want. Down under dog trainer Max, what's happening, mate? How are you? Good to see you. Well, not see you, but you're joining. Hi, I'm from the Netherlands and have a Chinese crested dog. That's awesome, Nat. Good work. Do you have any issues with your Chinese crested dog? Lindsay, how do I stop my German Shepherd dog going ballistic when people go past the house? Lindsay, tell me a little bit more about, I guess, like what you've done in the past. Tell me what you do with your dog on a daily basis. There are a few different ways we could go with that, but my initial thoughts are a little bit of management, and you probably would need to introduce some punishment as well. So giving your dog, talking to dogs, my dog's decided to go crazy in the background. Very excited to leave work finally. If your German Shepherd is going crazy and barking at your front window, like I said, we might want to bring in a little bit of management initially, not to allow your dog to do that, because with your German Shepherd, they're very much going to enjoy doing that. They're going to find it quite reinforcing to bark. But then if you want to stop that, you don't want that to happen anymore, then you're probably going to have to go through some kind of punishment to say to your dog, hey, I don't actually want you to bark. That's going to look different. That could look different for many different people, many different dogs. But give me an idea about what you've tried before, and that way I can give you some more detailed information. Hello, I have two reactive dogs. One is particularly bad with barking at the doorbell. We are on the TWI program with YCA. So at what point could I start using any of the tools, and which ones? Abby, can you give me a bit more information about where you're at? Whereabouts are you in our program? If you don't know what that is, guys, Training with Instinct is basically a replica of our boot camp, but that people can do from across the world. So if you are in Australia, but you can't attend a boot camp in Perth, and let's say you're in New South Wales, Victoria, etc., you could do that and you get the same results as a boot camp, but not even in the same state as us. And if you're in the UK and you can't attend a boot camp, you can do that. And if you're in California, guys, America, we're opening a canine academy now in California, so you can do this there. But tell me a little bit more about where you're at TWI, and I can give you more specific information about how you can exactly fix that. Twilight the pony, it's pretty much reactivity. The problem is the dog is my auntie's and she doesn't put the doggo. Oh, wait, let me read that again. It's been a big day. The problem is the dog is my auntie's and she doesn't put any training into it. There we go. I set some boundaries with the dog and act he doesn't act willy-nilly, but it happens. Twilight, can you ask me your question again? I don't exactly know what willy-nilly is. Where are we? Should you use a muzzle with a fearful dog that sometimes nips people getting into their space? I'm stressed to be hyper vigilant about strangers, especially kids. If your dog has a potential to put teeth on skin, muzzles are always a way to give you peace of mind that your dog's not actually going to do that. Here in Perth, we have very strict laws in regards to dogs putting teeth on skin when it comes to dogs or people. So you can end up on a dangerous dog list pretty fast. So we do recommend that. But also, you need to go through punishment with your dog to tell them that biting people or biting dogs is absolutely not acceptable. Obviously, we want to not just tell our dogs that that's not okay. You also want to create positive associations, give them a good outlet. But the actual act of biting a dog or biting a person, there needs to be repercussions for, right? That's not acceptable. And a muzzle is a good way to really push yourself and to test certain situations. Abby, we've done around 3 to 4 punishment sessions using bad and phase 2 of the e-collar training. Should we wait for phase 3? No, you can. What was your question again, Abby? Yeah. So yes, you can. You can go through punishment now. You should look into layering the e-collar over your punishment. You can obviously you can set it up so you can use the doorbell, have your dog on a leash, and then go through your whole punishment protocol there. But you can additionally as well layer the e-collar over. That will be part of TWI, and you can use your e-collar for that. What tools do you want in regards to your leash? A slip or a prong? I usually, this is Lindsay and her reactive German Shepherd who barks at the window. I usually get in front of him and tell him to stop. He will get away from the window, but gets agitated and whines. Yep, Lindsay. So I'm going to sound like a bit of an asshole here, but your dog doesn't speak English, right? So you coming to the window and then saying stop, he doesn't understand stop. He doesn't understand like our English words. So you might want to find like a better way of communicating to tell him that that's not okay, and you might not want to allow him access constantly to that window where he can rehearse that behavior, because the behavior that's being rehearsed is going to become very reinforced, right? Where am I? Shit, got a lot of questions coming through here. So I'm going to just jump to Instagram quickly. Sorry if I've missed this, Dennis, but I'm going to try and jump through so I don't miss any Instagram questions. My dog is reactive. Is there any point in teaching recall? So Dennis is a menace dog, should I say? I'm going to turn to the Instagram live. The very first thing that we do with any dog is we get them off the leash. So a lot of our behavior issues that we come across are through a lack of fulfillment. So one of the very first things that we do is we teach the importance of play. And then we teach the importance of getting dogs off the leash to live a fulfilling life, because no offense, a lot of dogs live a shit life. They're not off the leash. We don't play with them properly. So that's what the very first thing we do. And then we're going to go into teaching them clear communication. So a yes and a no. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's bad. But I don't feel like it's morally right to start giving dogs consequences when you haven't actually given them an outlet. You haven't scratched their back. You haven't given them the life that they need to be happy and to be content. So who are we to then start being very rough with them or giving them consequences, right? So give them a good life, get them off the leash, to work on recall, condition an e-collar, the best way to do it, and then go through and give your dog the consequences which it needs for being reactive. I'm going to jump back to YouTube here. Let me know, Dennis, Dennis, my dog's a menace, or Dennis is a menace dog. Let me know if that helped. Where are we? Abby, I'm using a prong. Yeah, so you could just use your because you've already gone through your punishment protocol, and you're already getting your dog off the leash, and you're probably going through play as well. You could have the leash attached onto your prong, set up the scenario. They do the bad thing, go through the whole process, or like I said, because you're on TWI and you're on that training program, you can layer the e-collar over the top of your punishment. But just like you teach it initially, don't try and use the e-collar in the moment for the first time. Condition the e-collar or layer the e-collar over your punishment marker away from the moment, and then introduce it. Can't speak English. Introduce it there. Da, da, da. Where are we? How long does your boot camp run for, please? The boot camp runs for 5 days. Do I look tired? I hope I don't look tired. I am a bit tired though. I just finished up 3 weeks of running. Well, I don't say I am not the person. I have an amazing team behind me. I have my wife and my two amazing staff members. We just finished up running 3 weeks of boot camps in a row. Very tiring, but lots of amazing, amazing transformations. So our boot camps are Monday to Friday, 5 days. They're 10 till 4. We get 30 hours of training done in this amount of time, right? You go to a dog trainer, you do 4 to 5 one-off sessions. You probably get within those 4 to 5 one-off sessions that usually go for an hour, you probably get like 10 to 15 minutes or less of you actually training your dog yourself, right? But for our boot camps, we don't touch the lead. We teach you how to train your dog. So you get 30 hours of training over that time. Where are we now? Let's go back to Instagram. My puppy is eight. My puppy, 8-month-old Kelpie. Beautiful dogs. We have a few Kelpies recently. I love Kelpies, and so does Abby. Goes into every interactions of any dog really excited and often scares them away. No aggression from her, but just to intent. Should I continue to allow her access to dogs? So Kiara, you would want to create a better communication with your dog so that they can't just run on over and steamroll other dogs. Right? It's not very good manners, and it's going to be hard for you sometimes to find dogs who would be able to give your dog a fair correction and create boundaries. Most of the time, it's not going to end well. There's not a lot of like really balanced dogs that will be able to do that. So that's why I always say, be the referee in the boxing match. Be the be the referee to say, hey, no low blows, no headbutts. We're fighting fairly, or we could say we're playing fairly. So you might need to referee your interactions with your dogs. Just gonna go back to YouTube now. Sorry if I'm doing these ones, looking a bit cross-eyed, trying to read all the screens. Where are we? Zig Zigs. New prong with a quick release clip. It seems a bit big, but if I take a leg out, it seems too tight. Is it better slightly too loose? Just take your quick release clip out and it should fit fine. Also, if you've got like a big 3.0, 3.2, it's going to be like less potent. There's not going to be as much distribution because you obviously have that plate, and it takes a trachea plate out as well. So I would maybe take your quick release out, and that should be a good enough fit. In regards to being too loose or too tight, I would rather have it slightly too loose than be too tight. Okay, we don't want the prong or the slip agitating or pushing into the dog, only when we're using it. The dog is being in fact, I can't even read that word. Baby talk, doggo can't do anything wrong, has bite history, but when I tell her to talk to a trainer, she just says he's such a good boy and that's it. Well, Twilight the pony, I'm a dog trainer. Unfortunately, I'm not a family counselor. So it seems like you would want to come to some common ground with your relative and try and sort that out for you. Oh, sorry, try and sort that out for yourself, and then I can give you the right advice. No consequence for bites, no corrections when he barks at people in front of her, no nothing. Well, I mean, if he's biting people, that's pretty bad, right? But I'd want to come to an agreement with your relative to instill some boundaries. Oh, you're in UK. I thought Perth, Australia. Layla, we are in Perth, Australia. We have 3 locations. We are in Perth, Western Australia. No, I lied. We have 4 locations. So we have the Yorkshire Canine Academy. We have South Coast, which is in the south of England. We have Perth Canine Academy. And then if you didn't know, guys, if you're from America, the California Canine Academy is opening up. So we have California opening in late August, early September. I'm actually going over there to run a boot camp as well. So I'll be in Cali, first time ever to America. I'm very excited. So it's going to be good. Like I said, guys, I'm here answering any questions that you might have. Are you a dog trainer? Are you a dog owner? Do you need advice? Is your dog driving up the fucking wall? Do they bark? Do they lunge? Do they never come back to you when they're called? Do you want to know more about e-collars? Do you want to know more about prong collars? Do you want to know why we advocate for them so much and how they can change your dog's life? Do you want to know more about our boot camps? Do you want to know more about working with us? Tell me what's going on, why you're here, and that way I can give you the best advice I can. Oh, I'll look into the Perth one. Thank you. Layla, tell me what's going on with you. I am the Perth. Well, I am not. My wife would kill me for that. We are the Perth Canine Academy. So tell me what you're struggling with, and I might be able to help you with your issues. Like I said, guys, I'm here for the next hour to guide you through what to do. If you don't know as well, in the description, we have the ability to book a call. So you're with me on here. I'm giving you some advice, very short advice. It's hard to get all the details from you. If you want to jump on a 30-minute call with me for free, you literally just go onto the link in the description. And if you're on Instagram, guys, you can go onto YouTube now, join the link, click on the description, and you can just book a free call with me. We talk for half an hour. I give you advice. If you want to join our programs, you can do that. But it's like a no strings attached call. I can give you some help. I have a 3-year-old English bulldog that is very, very fearful. Sorry, 2-year-old. Tell me more about your English bulldog. Why is it fearful? What stems from that fear, or what happens when your dog is fearful? What does it do? Karina, what are your thoughts about desexing, especially males, to help with behaviour? It's a load of nonsense. I've never seen any real evidence to prove that it can help with any behavioural issues. And I've never seen it in the flesh. I've never seen a dog that was a knob then go and get its balls cut off, and then suddenly it's not a dickhead dog. It's usually a lack of nearly all the time, a lack of boundaries, a lack of fulfillment, a lack of clear communication. It's not cutting their testicles off. That was a very harsh response, but one that I am very passionate about in regards to why are you cutting your dog's balls off? Abby, how do I practice punishment with barking out the windows of the car? Drives me bonkers. You go through punishment. You've already conditioned your e-collar. You don't want that behavior to happen. What does punishment do? It reduces the likeliness of a behavior to happen in the future, or stops it altogether. So go through punishment with your e-collar because you've already done your conditioning phase. Your friend Nat, do all the locations offer all the bootcamp training development courses? Yes. So if you want to come and if you're a dog trainer, this will be very important for you as well. Or if you would like to become a dog trainer, this will be very important for you. Not only do we run boot camps where we help help owners who are just pet owners, we also upskill dog trainers. So a lot of dog trainers don't really know how to fix reactivity, right? They try to, but they lack the ability to really fix these issues long term. So we run dog trainer development programs where we take dog trainers, we put them through a whole process, and then depending on where you are in the world, you come and shadow us and work with us in person, so you can get that hands-on experience. So we offer that in Perth, California, and both locations in the UK. And obviously boot camps are all in those locations as well. And even if you're not in those locations, you can still train with us through our online programs. Twilight the pony. My dog, the dog is super reactive against electric scooters. How would you go around that, especially since it's a rare occurrence to encounter them? I don't want to seem like I'm repeating the same thing, but I'm just going to be very like to the point of you guys, right? Most of the time, when it comes to fixing these behaviors, when it comes to fixing reactivity, aggression, we're going to have generally the same approach. There just might be slight differences dependent on why the dog is reactive and also the breed and the maybe the fulfillment which we need to give the dog. But the general foundational work, which goes into fixing human reactivity, dog reactivity, barking at the window, barking out the car, barking at a dog, it's all going to be the same. We're going to make sure that dog is fulfilled and we give it an outlet. We're genetically we're meeting its needs genetically, getting it off the leash, playing with the dog, herding dogs, herding bulls, whatever it might be, allowing them to live a good life. And then we're going to give them clear cut communication, a yes and a no. Hey, do that more often. That's really good. Make behaviors increase, reward those behaviors. But most importantly, what a lot of people are missing and what a lot of people are fed bullshit about is that we shouldn't tell our dog that certain behaviors aren't okay. Don't go through punishment with your dog. What a crazy thing to think that our dog trying to jump in front of a car who's traffic reactive, or our dog who is trying to bite a person, that we shouldn't punish or try to stop that behavior. Because that's what we're trying to do, right? We're just trying to say to the dog in a way that it understands, hey, if we could talk to the dog, we'd say, hey, that's dangerous. Don't jump in front of the car. Don't jump at that dog. Don't try and bite that person. And once they've stopped doing that, then we can say, hey, that's amazing. Well done. But we're not going to constantly sit below threshold trying to use lots and lots of counter conditioning, because it's going to be an extremely long process, very stressful, and also it's never going to fucking work anyway. So give the dog clear feedback, let it live a good life, and watch these amazing results like we get happen very, very quickly. Where are we? Let me jump back onto Instagram, see if we've got any questions on there. My dog is 13, German Shepherd. Buddy, oh, that's a well done. That's a old German Shepherd. Loves other dogs, but is a bit over the top with them. She's fine with big dogs, but prone to trying to grab small dogs, or she spends a lot of time telling dogs off. Sherry, what do you mean by grabbing small dogs? That's a big, like a pretty hectic thing if she's grabbing them with her mouth. But tell me what you mean, Cheryl. I've implemented the punishment protocol on leash, but the e-collar is not allowed here in the Netherlands. So I struggled to stop bad behaviors off the leash. Any other tips beside a long leash? If you have a good marker, you can mark that behavior in the moment, your punishment marker. I'm guessing, Nat, tell me, sorry, let me know. Are you on TWI? Are you on Train of Instincts? I'm guessing you are if you're talking about the punishment protocol. But it's the exact same as rewarding a good behavior, right? We can say to the dog who's further away from us, hey, that's good, using our terminal marker. That's good. Well done. Let me walk over there. Takes me a few seconds, 5 seconds, whatever, 10 seconds maybe. I walk over and I deliver my reward to my dog. My dog still understands why they're being rewarded. I can then, on a long line, my dog's doing the wrong thing, use my marker, bring that dog in, go through punishment, and that will stop that behavior happening in the future. A well-conditioned punishment marker away from the moment, rehearsed well, can stop behaviors, including ones when you're on a long line. What else have we got? Cheryl, unsure how to describe it, but it looks like she's on the hunt in a sense. She gets really excited if they start running and will try to catch them. So off lead is very sketchy around dogs. Do you have a prey-driven dog? You have a dog who has the propensity to want to stalk, chase, catch, kill, possess things in a way. You have a German Shepherd who wants to bite stuff, it wants to tug. Do you give it an outlet? Do you have it off the leash a lot? Do you play with it? If you satiate that if you give the dog satiation for those desires, you satiate the need to want to bite, to do certain things that it enjoys doing in that sense, then if you meet the dog's needs, and it's going to be okay with telling your dog that it can't pick dogs up in its mouth. You shouldn't be able to do it anyway. You should go through punishment if your dog is doing that, as it's unacceptable. But like I said to somebody earlier, you can like referee. You can be the referee in the boxing match to give your dogs clear feedback about dog-on-dog interactions, right? Some dogs can't stick up for themselves. Some dogs are not going to be able to say, I don't like this. They're not going to be able to say, hey, I don't feel comfortable. So that's where it's important to advocate for your dog, or even advocate for another dog that your dog is being a dick to give them that feedback. Where are we? Where are we? Sorry if I'm looking back and forth from the screen, guys. I'm kind of going from YouTube to Instagram, so I'm just trying to answer everyone's questions. All right, I think we're up to date. Like I said, I'm here for an hour. Been on for half an hour, halfway to go. I'm going to answer any questions that you have. Is your dog aggressive? Is your dog reactive? Do you struggle with recall? Do you want to know more about e-collars? Do you want to know more about what we do here in Perth? How we run boot camps? Tell me issues. Let me know the questions that you might have. Any tips on outlets for her in that regard? Yes, play tug with your dog, Shirley. Get her obsessed with tug, play with her on a daily basis, and then get her off the leash reliably, and you should see her behaviors or bad behaviors reduce, which is then fair to give her clear feedback. A lot of people, what they will do is they will not give their dog an adequate outlet, but then expect it just to be well behaved. Oh, I don't, this isn't you, obviously, but I don't spend time with my dog. I don't get them off the leash. I don't play with them, but they need to be well behaved. They need to do exactly as I say. They can't be boisterous around other dogs. Simply unfair, right? So we need to make sure we scratch their back so they can scratch ours. Your friend Nat, not in TWI yet. I've only seen a YCA online webinar. My dog runs away when I give the bad marker off the leash and does play behavior. I'm probably missing something. Then your dog should not be off the leash, Nat. I sound sorry to sound like an asshole, but if you don't have control of your dog, it shouldn't be off the leash. Sorry to everyone if you're on this and you let your dog off the leash. I had an interaction with somebody today down at the beach, and its dog was storming up to some of our boot campers, and I told the person to call their dog away. They had no recall. They were shouting. They couldn't get the dog back. And they're like, what do you expect, mate? It's a dog beach. Why are you here? And I said, calmly, I said, do yourself a favor. When you leave, go and read the sign at the front. And it says to be able to have complete control of your dogs. Your dog should only be off the leash if they have recall. Here in Perth, it's the law. You have to be able to have complete control of your dogs at all times. So my recommendation is do not have your dog off the leash if you cannot trust your dog off the leash. And trusting your dog off the leash is not sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, is that you can put your mortgage down to say, yep, they're coming back. And if you don't know how to do that and to get that kind of recall, that's where you need to condition an e-collar to give them that kind of freedom. But then additionally to that, if you don't know how to condition an e-collar, make sure you reach out to somebody who can. And I know the person. It's funny. If you're in Perth, Western Australia, or you're in Australia, these guys are really good getting dogs off the leash. And if you're in the UK, Yorkshire, South Coast, America, California, Canine, we help dogs every day. Another question, punishment. When the dog only wears collar, if you pull him back and tell him off, he likes to get the collar off. Any idea how to prevent that? Twilight the Pony, I would like to know additionally as well, what do you mean by punishment? Like what are you doing with your dog to, in quotation marks, punish them for their behavior? In regards to a collar coming off and you trying to deliver punishment in the home for bad behavior, you might want to use something like a slip collar so that to allow that not to happen. but also not giving your dog free roam of the house if they're just doing really, really unacceptable behavior, which you do not like. Guys, once again, I'm here for the hour. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have in regards to your dog's bad behavior, in regards to reactivity, aggression, recall, the process. Do you not know anything about e-collars? Do you want to know the process of how we get dogs off the leash with an e-collar? Does your dog not like food? That's something that I hear a lot. Adam, I want to train my dog, but my dog is not food motivated. Is that something that you struggle with? Let me know in the comments, and that way I can give you my opinion on all this stuff. Does your boot camp work for small dogs? Yes, absolutely. We have many small dogs. We had two tiny dogs. We had a toy poodle on this week, and we had a dachshund on this week, both called Leo. Toy poodle, Leo, both very spicy at the start of the week, both off leash down at the beach today. It was very awesome to watch. We deal with dogs of all sizes. We deal with massive Irish Wolfhounds, Great Danes, German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, Rottweilers, all the way down to Italian Greyhounds. We have Dachshunds, Chihuahuas, Jack Russells. I don't know if I already said that. Dogs of all shapes and sizes come to our boot camps, and they all get amazing results. Just adjust this. Oh, my Instagram. There we are. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to be back in 1 second. Just going to make sure I can keep this live going on Instagram. I think my phone is a bit low on the batteries, so I'll plug you in and make sure that we can keep this going. All right, where are we? Does your boot camp work for small dog? The punishment is pretty much reacting to other dogs. He still goes flying. I try putting him back, but he likes to shed his collar. Also, slip collar looks like the best way to go. Twilight, I don't exactly know what, I don't want to sound rude. I don't exactly know what you're saying. You asked about punishment, and you said the punishment is pretty much reacting to other dogs. I guess you're asking about how you can go through punishment to stop behaviors, but I was asking what you deem to be punishment and how you're trying to stop your dog doing these naughty things. I think Twilight the Pony is trolling me. I can keyboard, I swear. Anyway, Twilight the Pony's banned, I reckon. My family are against tools. Can you give me a best pitch and I'll send them it? SM2, tell me what your family is against. What when you say tools, do they not agree with e-collars? Is that what you mean by that? They don't want to use an e-collar for your dog, and you would like to. Just gonna jump back to Instagram. Remember, guys, I'm here for the hour. I'm here to ask any questions that you might have in regards to dog training, whether that's aggression, reactivity. I'm trying to multitask as well, guys. I'm going back and forth from YouTube and Instagram. SM2, yes, e-collars are a no-no. And in regards to the pitch. So what I would say to your parents, and something that I use all the time, right, is that I think I'm a pretty good driver. My wife disagrees, but I think I'm a pretty good driver. When I get in my car, I put my seatbelt on, right? even though I'm a pretty good driver, because I cannot control stuff that's happening down the road, 2 roads down, on the freeway. Stuff that is out of my control, I can't stop. So let's say I'm driving down the road and I'm late for work and I put my brakes on because some asshole pulls out in front of me. What's there to keep me safe? What's there to keep me from flying through the window? My seatbelt is there. My seatbelt is there to keep me safe. Even though I think I'm a good driver, I still put it on because I know that I can't control external factors. I think my dogs have amazing recall. My dogs are 5 and 6 years, or nearly 7 years old. But you know what they have on every time they go out? They still have their e-collars on because I can't control stuff in nature. I can't control when the kangaroo is going to jump out. I can't control when something highly motivating is going to trump the cheese in my pocket. And my e-collar is there to act as my seatbelt. It's there to keep my dog safe, and not only my dog safe, but other dogs safe and wildlife. Additionally to that, it allows me to communicate with them at a distance, right? I can have my dogs off 400 meters away, living the best life possible, and be able to bring them back. You can't do that on a long line. You can't do that on a short leash. When it comes to, I guess, the reason that they might be apprehensive about it is the term shock collar. It is a shock. It is a surprise, right? And don't get me wrong, back in the day, these devices were quite intense, but it's definitely not what we have now. It's very much can feel like a tap on the neck, and it can be uncomfortable, right? But a small amount of discomfort for a lifetime of freedom. I know what I would choose, right? If I could tap into my dog's brain, or let's just say if I could talk to my dog. Let's say I could say to my dog, hey, what do you want? Do you want to be on a short leash for the rest of your life? Do you want to be restricted to 10 meters for the rest of your life? Which is sad for the dog, is stressful for the dog, and probably doesn't make them feel very good. Or do you want to go through a little bit of discomfort for a short amount of time to in turn live the best life possible, where you are off the leash every single day running around like a maniac? If you say to me that, or your parents would say to me that they would choose the first one, that they would want to be restricted and not just go for a little bit of discomfort and they'd rather be sad for their whole life, I call bullshit. Okay, because I know what I would choose. I know this is a weird way of putting it, but would I rather have depression for 2.5, 3 years? Or would I rather get punched in the face 2 or 3 times and it be over and done with? I know what I would choose. I would rather be very, very happy and free and go through a small amount of discomfort rather than be very sad for a small amount of time. And that's how I feel about dogs being restricted to short leashes. And the e-collar is a way where we can completely liberate our dogs and give them the best life possible. I hope that makes sense, because it's a very passionate opinion of mine that it literally gives our dogs the most amazing life ever. Let's go back to Instagram. Where are we? Where are we? I think Georgia Murphy said something. Georgia, 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 Georgia. My dog used to play with dogs every day at the park, and then one day, maybe when she was 3 years old, just started to not get on as well with other dogs at the park. I guess it's more of a statement than a question. Have you got a question, Georgia? Ask that again, but put it in a question so I can answer you. Where are we? Big thanks for your knowledge. No worries, Nat. I hope you have a great day. Lana, I've been watching your videos, but I'm pretty confused. Could you give a basic step-by-step of how to handle a reaction in the reaction, aka lunging and pulling afterwards when the trigger is gone? So I will give you a general overview of like what we like to do, but I'm probably not going to give you a direct step-by-step guide because, no offense, Lana, you're probably going to fuck it up, and you might make the situation worse. Only because I don't know how much training history you have, and I don't know how you're going to try and implement this. And the last thing I want to do is make your dog worse. But you shouldn't be trying to deal with reactivity in the moment. You shouldn't be trying to stop your dog with no foundation, just taking your dog out and hoping for the best, right? That is a recipe for disaster. So you want to sharpen the axe before you cut down the tree. Okay, you want to have a good foundation and a good slab before you build the house. You don't just go to home buyers and say, hey, fucking give me that piece of land, and then just whack the house on a bunch of sand. It's going to come falling down. And it's the exact same in dog training. People trying to stop the dog in the moment with no foundation, buying the best no-pull harness they can find on bloody Google and hoping that that's going to fix the issue. But clear communication, a yes and a no. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's bad. Don't do that. And then giving your dog an amazing outlet and fulfilling them is what I would do. I would sharpen the axe. I would give your dogs an outlet. Hey, let's get your dog off the leash. Let's play with your dog. Let's make sure they're fulfilled. Then have a yes and a no that are taught away from the moment. You need to have a prepped yes, a prepped no before you go anywhere near dealing with the reaction itself. I hope that gives you a bit more of an understanding about what we do, but I guess I'm not going to give you a step-by-step process of like how to fix that, as no offense, probably going to do it wrong and you might make it worse. But if you would like to do this, like I said, we offer training from all around the world. Jump into the description on YouTube and I can give you some more advice, and I can give you even a free call, a 30-minute free call where you can just chat to me, and I probably can give you that information. Instagram, Abby. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. How are you? Got any questions, Abby? Abby, if you're still here, give me your most common thing that you hear from dog owners that I can talk about. If you don't know who Abby is, everyone, Abby is an amazing person. She is my staff member, a good friend of mine, a great dog trainer. So let's hear it, Abby. What's the most common thing that you hear from dog trainers? Oh, sorry, dog owners that I can talk about. Lana, no, that's perfect. Thank you. No worries. I hope that helps. Do you recommend a particular e-collar? We recommend a few e-collars. Once again, I believe that you should make sure that you are reaching out to somebody who knows what the hell they're doing before you go and condition it. But generally, the e-collars that we like to use are the educator system. So micro educators, mini educators, fobs, bosses, under the educator banner. Dog truers aren't bad, bit expensive, can be quite intense for some dogs. And yeah. Where are we? Could you please tell me more about your 5-day boot camp? Just a brief overview. Brandon, absolutely. So I'll turn and face Instagram. So our 5-day boot camp is 5 days. Okay. It's 10 till 4, Monday to Friday. You're going to come to the boot camp with a bunch of homework that you've already completed. So we've given you a foundation. If you were here before and heard me talking, we would have already sharpened your axe slightly. We would have given you a good foundation with your dog. You're going to come in Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to sharpen the axe even more. We're going to make sure your dog has a really good yes. We're going to make their recall really good. We're going to go over play. We're going to teach your dog a no. So we build all those foundations first. Then we're going to get your dog out in front of their triggers once they have that prep, all the prep work ready. Then we're going to go out into public settings after that. We're going to get around a bunch of dogs. We're going to get your dogs off the leash. We're going to go to the pub. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to public parks. And we're going to show you what you can do in a short amount of time when you've got the right training and the right knowledge. Hope that helps. Abby just jumped on and bounced, didn't even answer my question. What a dog. We've got about 10 minutes left, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to chuck them in YouTube or Instagram. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth here. Like I said, if you want to have an in-depth chat with me, you can jump onto the YouTube link, and in the description, there is a link there to book a call with me. It's completely free. We just chat for half an hour and I can tell you how to help your dog. Great, thank you. Do you guys use food too? Yes, we use food. This was in regards to the e-collar question. I guess this goes across a bunch of different areas, but yes, of course we do. We use food as one of our prime like motivators and ways to reward dogs. Use it to create behaviors, use it to teach the dog. If we want to differentially reinforce certain behaviors, do counter conditioning, we can use it for that. But yeah, absolutely, we use food for sure. My dogs are fucking food obsessed. Common claim from dog owners: this won't work for my dog. They're different. They're too old. They're too far gone. Absolutely, Brody. My wife jumped in here and dropped in a comment. One of the most common things we hear: people think that their situation is the most dire, and why? Because your dog, you live in that situation, right? Every day you have to live with your dog's issues. Every day your dog is fucking stressing you out. Every day you are researching different opinions that are on YouTube and Google. You're fucking doom scrolling on Instagram, and Susan from down the road's telling you this. Zach George is telling you one thing. Somebody else is telling you another, and you don't know what to believe. And you just think, what's the point? My dog's 8 years old. He's severely reactive. I've got so many conflicting opinions. What's the point? And the point is that your dog is not too far gone. Your dog is not too old. It can be fixed. The amount of people who come through our boot camps who think like this and their lives are like literally changed forever. Do yourself a favor. If you'd like to know more, go onto the Perth Canine Academy on Google reviews. If you're sat on the couch right now and you're watching this, do it. Jump onto the Perth Canine Academy Google reviews, scroll down and find a guy called Matt and his dog named Kovu. Matt didn't take his dog out on a walk in 3 years. Think about that. And if you're on the live right now, don't jump off. Don't scroll past, because listen to this. If you have a reactive dog and you have an aggressive dog and you think that training won't work for you, you've tried trainers and you don't know what to do, listen to this before you go. Matt hadn't walked his dog in 3 years. This is a German Shepherd, reactive to people, reactive to dogs, barking, lunging at everything in sight, dragged him down the road. He'd never been off the leash. All he used to do was sit inside his house. That was it. He didn't even play to fetch him out the back because he was such a maniac and used to bark at the fence. Kovu, the dog, was on day 3 completely off the leash around other dogs. He was not reacting. He was not barking. He was not lunging. And to this day now, Kovu goes out every single day. He is off the leash around other dogs. He has dog friends. This dog was severely overweight because it couldn't be walked, and now he's lost a bunch of weight as well. This dog is living its best life. And this isn't me making up some bullshit story about something that's never happened. This is a fact, and this is what we do every single day. And that's just one person. You can go onto Google reviews or go onto the before and afters and look at the same thing. I'll tell you guys, dog training isn't hard. People make out like dog training is hard, but with the right knowledge, the right prep, and the right timeline, you can literally change your life and your dog's life. My dog's not food motivated. I'm just going to give you a quick one-liner here. Your dog is food motivated. Otherwise, your dog would be dead. Your dog is alive, so they are motivated by food. You are just not using food in the right way. Once again, your dog is food motivated. If they weren't food motivated, they would be deceased. They would be dead. You're just not using food in the right way. And if you want to know how to use food in the right way, we literally have a completely free course. You can Google Behaviour Bible right now, put your email in, it will send you a link. You join an app, you do a program, and you'll get your dog food motivated, and recall and leash manners and play, loads of stuff in there. Brandon, thank you. We have a Boston Terrier who's 8.5 years old, very reactive. I'm hoping you can assist. I have a call booked in with you next week. Fuck yeah, Brandon. Awesome. Well, I'm very happy for you, mate. I think with a Boston Terrier, you probably would have been dealing with his reactivity for a very long time. Like I said, super excited to speak to you, and you're going to have If you do the boot camp, mate, you're gonna be blown away. One last question. You made it sound so easy when the dog is food motivated. What if he isn't? I didn't. This was a previous question. Twilight the pony. What's your answer now? What if he isn't? Our dog often refuses treats he usually loves. So how do you go about that? Let me dive a little bit deeper into this. You don't give your dog treats. Okay. You offer your dog food multiple times a day. And if your dog doesn't take it, then you take the food away. Would you like the food? Put it down. They don't want the food. Pick it up, take it away. Put it down a second time. Hey, would you like the food? No. Pick it up, take it away. That's it. And then your dog for that day doesn't eat any food. The next day, you put the bowl down and you say, hey, would you like to eat? No. Pick it up, put it away. Do it again at night. Same thing. Pick it up, put it away. Your dog hasn't eaten for 2 days now. They're not going to die very, very quickly. They're going to snatch that food out of your hand. Our human emotion will come in very quickly, and you will fail at this. Not down to your dog, but down to you. Would the boot camp work for a dog? Wait, sorry, let me read this. Would the boot camp work for a dog that is only a problem in the house with strangers, amazing outside of everyone? Yes, it would, Kiara, because there will be multiple factors of why that would be happening, probably down to fulfillment issues, and then also lack of communication and boundaries. So we teach you all that in the boot camp. But yeah, absolutely, for sure. I had unsolicited advice from a random dog owner saying I should just muzzle her and let dogs approach her. Is there any truth to that? She's a fear reactive GSD mix. Lana, what I want you to do, Lana, is it seems like you're struggling, right? You're getting all these conflicting information. Go into the description on this video right now, and it will say Perth Canine Academy. Go on there, book a call with me, and let's talk about this because it seems like you're getting some really, really crazy advice. Let me help you because that's fucking ridiculous. My GSD is fine if she sees the other dog come in, as I have time to correct her, and as soon as I see it build. But when a dog walks around the corner and just appears, she explodes. She is free. We could talk about this in a lot of detail, but correcting your dog does not stop behavior. Corrections are guiding your dog into doing a different behavior. You are driving along the road, the bump in the road pushes you back in. It helps you and gives you something else to do, but it doesn't stop the reason or help the reason of why you went there in the first place. Okay. Corrections and punishment are extremely different. Corrections is not punishment. And what I would say is if you are correcting and it's working in some areas and working in the others, and you're trying to use it for punishment, then you're simply not punishing your dog. I hope that helps. My 8-month-old Malinois is so easily aroused that ball play and other games overexcite her. What is a good Pegs? You have a Belgian Malinois. I don't want to sound like an arsehole. I keep saying this on every live. I don't want to sound like an arsehole. I'm just going to say it how it is because I'm not an arsehole. I'm just giving you the brutal truth. You have a Belgian Malinois. Your dog is going to get easily aroused. They are bred to be easily aroused. They are bred to be able to go wha-bang at any point. You need to play with your dog. You need to play tug with your dog, ball play, tugging with your dog. Otherwise, you are going to have issues. Your dog is bred to be crazy. Your dog is bred to have that kind of drive, especially at 8 months old. So there's not something else that you should do with your dog. Is that you should play with your dog, and that you have a Belgian Malinois, Pegs. Hi Adam, I did the YCA bootcamp in March, and my GSD is now fantastic. Awesome, well done, Nili Nala and Rex Emilian, fantastic. I currently have 2 male, female, and they are now inseparable. Do you think they'll accept a third, like this is a lot of numbers, accept a third 5-month-old into the pack? Yeah. Oh, right. You have 2 dogs, a male and a female. You're getting a third dog. Would they accept it? Yes, but just do it smart. You've done a boot camp at YCA. Reach out to Kirky, Jacob, or any of the team, and because you have access to them, and just get their advice because they know you and they know your dog, and get them to give their advice based upon what they've seen from you. Sorry to the Instagram, I've kind of ditched you guys here. No more questions anyway. Fantastic. Lana, I am. It's so confusing. Yeah, I know, because it seems like you're getting loads of conflicting information. Like I said, go onto the video, and in the description, there'll be a link to book a call with me. It's completely free. Just book a time, book a call, and let's have a chat, because it seems like you're being fed some crazy information. All right, guys, I'm not here for much longer. It's Friday night. I want to go home and have a beer. But before I do, we got 4 more minutes. Let's hear some questions. What are you struggling with? Tell me what's going on. What are the main issues that you're facing? Do you have a reactive dog? Do you have an aggressive dog? Does your dog have shit recall? Do you want to know more about e-collars? Do you want to know more about prong collars, why we use them, why they're not a torture device? Let's put this here. There we are. That's better. I look the same now, kind of. Like I said, everyone, I'm here for 3 more minutes. Make the most of it. If you have dog training questions, ask me anything you like, because I'm going to go home and chill with my wife, watch a good documentary on Netflix, eat some pizza, and have a beer. So get in the questions now. What are you struggling with? Examples of punishment versus corrections. Your dog trainer's asking the dog to heel, the dog breaks the heel, and then correcting them back into a heel. This is a bit of excessive information. It's negative reinforcement. It's not punishment. We're using pressure to make something happen more often. I hope that makes sense. So our dog is in a heel. A lot of dog trainers try to do this. Okay, you must heel. You must walk next to me. Heel, 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 heel. The dog breaks the heel. You apply pressure to make them do something more often, make them do the heel. That is negative reinforcement. It's not punishment. Reinforcement doesn't stop behaviors. It makes stuff happen more often. So you're just using reinforcement to make something else happen. We need to use punishment to make that behavior naughty. Don't do that. Kiara, do you only do boot camps, or do you offer other options, as I won't be able to make the 5 days? Kiara, absolutely we do. We do an 8-week program for people who can't make the 5 days. Kiara, I believe you're in Perth, aren't you? I'm pretty sure you're in Perth. I've seen your name pop up a bit. If you're still here, let me know if you're in Perth, because I will leave the last minute and 30 seconds for you. Ruby Pintaldi has joined the chat. John, what is going on, mate? There's some people who've been asking about you and your breeding. Guys, once again, if you have a German Shepherd, not if you have a German Shepherd, if you would like a German Shepherd, if you're looking for a person who breeds well-bred, family, working line German Shepherds, who actually puts care into their breedings, then contact John Pintaldi. John, what is your kennel name again? Drop it in here. You're a shy man. Have you already left? Drop your kennel name in there for people who would like to get a well-bred German Shepherd. Kiara, yes, I'm from Perth. Awesome. Kiara, jump onto the Perth Canine Academy website, book the free call link. Call me, we'll have a chat, and I'll tell you about the 8-week program. But we can help you without doing the boot camp if you can't make those dates. John, I was just trying to give you a shout out, mate, and you've jumped out the chat. All right, everyone. If that is it, if there are no more questions from YouTube or from Instagram, I am going to skedaddle. Once again, if you don't know what we do, we run boot camps. We run an 8-week program. Both of those completely transform reactive and aggressive dogs who've never been off the leash, and we get them reliable on and off the leash. Go to public settings. We go to beaches. We go to cafes. We go to the pub. We go everywhere, and we fix your dog's issues. So if that sounds like something that you're keen on, go onto the Perth Canine Academy and book a free call. You can speak to me, my wife, or our other trainers, and we can literally transform your life. And guess what? Literally, no bullshit. If you don't get results from the program, we will give you your money back. Full refund, no loopholes. If you don't get results from our program, we give you a refund. Okay, simple as that. Have a fantastic night, everyone. I'm going to bounce, and I will speak to you all very, very soon.